terrible, terrible start to the season. Where do you see United going?
Good times coming ahead, hopefully.
Maybe we're going to see German players finally joining United. We've literally only ever had one German, Schweinsteiger.
Let's predict our starting 11 with Ralf as the manager. He calls it the rock metal band style of football, where in 8 seconds you have to win the ball and in 10 seconds you have to go and either take a shot at the opponent's goal or try and score the goal.
He's definitely going to play with Van der Beek. I don't think Maguire is going to keep that armband for much longer.
I totally feel the same way.
The result is out. Messi is the Ballon d'Or winner. Many people aren't happy.
It doesn't make sense anymore.
Firstly, who are these people who have voted for him? I'm trying to figure that out.
You can't make the Ballon d'Or the fucking Manik Chand sponsored Filmfare Award, right? There has to be a standard maintained.
Hey everyone, welcome back to an all new episode of All About Sports, the podcast, a sports podcast for the fans, by the fans. Joining me today is Shubham Maloo, my co-host, and I am Mazhar Gadiwala. And last week, we had discussed basketball. Krishnan and I were deep diving into the problems of Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons. And we also spoke about some of the surprise packages this season and our top 5 players in the league currently. This week, we're going to be switching back to our favorite sport, Shubham's for sure, football. And it's not hard for those who have watched our previous episodes to guess what the topic could be if it's football and it's got both of us. It's Manchester United. It's going to be revolving around the club's change at the helm with Ralf Rangnick coming in. He's going to be in charge after the Arsenal game. So Michael Carrick is going to be at the helm till then. So Shubham, let's get it kicked off. Firstly, it's been a long time since it's been just both of us. It's good to not hear that white noise and Arsenal fanatics and sharing their unreasonable opinions with us for a change. So Gui, I'm talking to you. Yes. But Shubham, firstly, I already shared my opinion on what I made of Ole in the previous episode, as you know. What's your opinion on that? How excited are you to see someone like Rangnick leading United? And what do you make of Carrick so far?
So, a quick summary on Ole. I think he did the best he could, to be very honest. Over the period of 3 years, the team that he got from Mourinho, the atmosphere in the club, the way he changed it over 3 years, the squad that he built and the squad depth that he added. I think he did the best he could. It was quite evident over 3 years during some of the games where the guy tactically is not as good as the other top managers. But it's nice to see that the board supported him. They spent a lot of money. This guy has got a great squad. Build that environment again in Old Trafford where people were happy. And now we get in a guy who has all the experience in the world and is a tactical genius. He is supposed to be like the mentor to some top managers, let that be Klopp or Tuchel. So we have a really good guy in charge. But before we start discussing about him, in terms of Carrick, see, the one game that he managed, he's managed 2 games, but his first game was a win against, who did we play?
It was in the Champions League.
In the Champions League. Important game. I think the team played extremely very well. And, it's something that you generally see that when a manager gets sacked, the next game, the team comes out to perform. And it was a massive game for us. We won the game. We are through to the Champions League round of 16. So great. Now, the second game, the last game that Carrick was in charge was the game against Chelsea. And a lot of people say that that game was heavily influenced by the incoming manager, Ralf Rangnick. People feel that was his team that was selected, and apparently Darren Fletcher was sitting in the sidelines with an earpiece, and everyone was thinking that maybe it is Ralf giving him the orders and the tactics. So if this is Carrick's team, if this team was actually set out by Carrick, he dropped Ronaldo, went with the midfield 3, and played with a good high press, an aggressive press. If this was all down to Carrick, then I must say, dude, hats off to him. He's done a good job. But yeah, there are huge signs that it could be Ralf, because he's a guy who likes to press high. And he is a manager who has the balls to stop Ronaldo. Not a lot of managers in the world would do something like that. So yeah, I'm really excited, man. I think good times coming ahead, hopefully.
Every time we've had a new manager, there's been that hope, and we've been
Yeah,
through
yeah.
that. We saw it with we thought Moyes was going to be that next Fergie. Obviously, we all know how that went. That fell through. Uh, Van
Same
Gaal,
thing with
Mourinho,
LVG,
it's the
Mourinho.
same
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
So I'm not. I don't want to get my hopes up, but yeah, I have followed Ranić pre uh, Manchester United as well. In term before, in fact, even Klopp made it big at Dortmund. I used to follow his philosophy, and I used to follow Ranić anyway because I'm one of those few who used to watch Bundesliga football.
The
Super
only time I
excited.
knew about Ranić was when United played Schalke in the Champions League. I think this was in 2013. I think
The
Fergie's last team.
semi-finals.
Yes,
I
yeah.
think it
I think
was.
it was the
Yeah.
semis only, where
Yes.
Neuer
Yes.
basically kept us out the entire game and then Giggs opened the score. So I think it was the semis. And that was the only time I got to know a little bit about Ranić. But then after, never followed him. That guy has never come to England. He's always been in Germany and now he's in Russia. But yeah, just like with his experience and how highly regarded he is in the managerial world, it just feels like United have finally got a top class manager after 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see how it goes. Uh, I'm. I mean, it'll be good to have him. What I liked about the deal was that he's been given a director role, a technical director role after the 6 months that he'll be in charge. That is
Oh, is that
basically till the
confirmed?
end of the season. Yeah, that has been sort of confirmed because Ed Woodward was the one who pushed for it. Originally, they only gave him the 6 month contract, and he
Which he
refused.
wasn't interested in. Yeah.
Exactly. So then they offered him the 2 year consulting role, which honestly is better for the club in general because he'll have a big say in terms of the players we bring in. Um, anyway, before we go into how we feel about United, let's talk about one more topic. Highly controversial. We all know it. The result is out. Messi is the Ballon d'Or winner. Many people aren't happy. Tony Cruz clearly said, as great as Messi has been, and he mentioned Ronaldo as well, saying they have been the best in the last 2 decades, but Lewandowski should have won it. Zlatan
Zlatan also said
Ibrahimovic
same.
also coming out and talking about it, saying that Lewandowski deserved to win it. Shubham, you talk about this because I mean, I can go on and on, but I want to hear it from someone else.
So I feel in terms of Messi winning the Ballon d'Or was it just wasn't justified. I think it is very unfair that Lewandowski hasn't won it. This is a total case of robbery. I don't understand as to like what has Messi achieved that he deserves the Ballon d'Or in the league. He won the Copa del Rey, which honestly is no great achievement. And okay, he won a national trophy with Argentina. They won Copa America, but again, like the Copa America is not as competitive as the European trophies that happen. And Lewandowski in the last 2 seasons, I think he scored like over 100 goals or something like that. In last year when he didn't win the Ballon d'Or because the Ballon d'Or awards didn't happen due to COVID. I think he scored like some 60 goals or something like that. This season, he scored some 47 goals. In terms of goal scoring, he's been top notch. He has won the Champions League. He's won the Bundesliga repeatedly. And he still doesn't win the Ballon d'Or. Like it doesn't make sense anymore. It really doesn't make sense. And when this time top class players are coming out in the open and they're expressing disbelief and also expressing the fact that like what is this nonsense, right? If you're just going to hand it over to Messi all the time when he doesn't deserve it, then what's the point of the award ceremony? Like why are all the other top players called like what? Just so that they can stand and clap for Messi? Just not fair.
You know what the most embarrassing thing for Lewandowski would have been, and it's so shameful, was when they created this award of best striker award and then awarded
Dude,
it
that
to
is
him.
bullshit. Yeah.
That
Absolute
was
bullshit.
so ridiculous. Firstly, Lewandowski should have won the Ballon d'Or last season itself when but they decided to cancel it because of COVID, which was ridiculous because most of the leagues didn't cancel their championships. It's the same concept, isn't it? So
Absolutely.
it didn't make any sense to me that they did that. They basically didn't want anyone but Messi to win, it seems. So then they were like, So then they were like, okay. And last season there was no doubt. It was a given that it was going to Lewandowski last season. He
Messi
got
himself said it in his acceptance speech that Lewandowski should have got it last year. So I tell you what you're saying, that it seems like they don't want anyone to win other than Messi. That for the longest time, people thought that is just like a conspiracy, haters saying against Messi and stuff like that. But it actually feels that's the case. It feels like the French organization that runs the Ballon d'Or and the journalists or whatever politics is involved in it, they just want Messi to win it all the time.
Shubham, like, yeah, there's everyone says, oh, you're being a Messi hater, and oh, you love Ronaldo too much, you're being unbiased. But it's not about that. I still stand by the fact that I would still say Messi is the better player that as compared to Ronaldo. And I know I'm a United fan, so there is a bias there for Ronaldo. But it, if you just won it just because of your legacy and all of that, then Federer should be having 50 Grand Slams. It's
Correct.
so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. He got 613 points. Firstly, who are these people who have voted for him? I'm trying to figure that out. 613. And if so many players are crying foul over it, it's definitely not them who've given those votes, right? Media outlets, I don't know. I highly doubt so many
Apparently,
of them would be giving
apparently
them
for
votes
the
as well.
for the Ballon d'Or voting, there are some top journalists who vote, and I think there are country captains who vote for the award. So what you rightly said, the fact that so many players are coming out in the open and saying that Lewandowski deserved it. So it seems like at least from the player fraternity, there could have been a lot of votes going to Lewandowski. So if Messi has still won the award, it's quite clear that it's got to do with journalists and media houses, and yeah,
Yeah,
this is not something that the
it's probably just a money agenda again. I love how every episode we keep coming back to this. But basically, obviously, if Messi wins, the broadcasting, I mean, advertisements, the brands, the bonuses that these companies would get because they have tie-ups with Messi. It's absurd. It's got to be that. There's got to be some agenda to it, and everyone's crying foul, and rightfully so, because, like you said, there's no value to this anymore. These guys are
So it'll
going
become like
playing day in
stupid
day out.
filmfare awards, man, where people come and just these stupid sponsors are there, and any actor who's there just give them the award, and that's about it. You can't make the Ballon d'Or the fucking Manik Chand sponsored filmfare award, right? There has to be a standard maintained.
I don't. It's the perfect example, man. You hit the nail on the head with that one. It's like the Manik Chand Filmfare Awards, right?
Yeah, dude, it'll lose its credibility.
It does. It does. I, oh God, man! Like you took the words out of my mouth with that one. I need some time to process that. The Manik Chand Filmfare Awards, the Messi Chand Filmfare Awards. Sounds good. Sounds good. Has a nice ring to it as well. Okay, let's go back to United. Terrible, terrible start to the season. 12 points off in the Premier League from first place. What is it? 5 points off top four. Even if United beats Arsenal, they'll still be 2 points behind Arsenal.
Dude,
And
Arsenal and Tottenham have overtaken us. Where at the start of the season they were nowhere to be seen.
exactly. So, and Spurs are already ahead of us in points and have a game in hand as well. What we know what's gone wrong, but let's look forward now. We're optimistic as fans. We're optimistic for Manchester United, and we're optimistic for the players as well, because obviously they will be losing sleep at night for sure, because even they know they're way better than this. Where do you see United going, and where do you see United finishing?
So in terms of United finishing, I still feel confident of a top four. The reason I feel confident of a top four is because United does have a very good squad. In terms of squad, just in terms of squad and paper, we are a top four squad because you have City, you have Chelsea, you have Liverpool, you have United. I don't see Arsenal or Tottenham having a better squad than us. Even West Ham, great players, but in terms of squad depth, we are much better with highly skilled individuals and players who can make a difference. So top four should happen. And yeah, with the new manager coming in, I also feel there is going to be a change in the style we play. There is going to be a heavy focus on tactics, and this guy is someone who is not afraid to bench people, not afraid to change the lineup as and when required. So it is going to be a kick up the ass of a lot of United players who haven't been pulling their weight. For example, a Paul Pogba who thinks like he can just have subpar performances and not be very consistent. He will have to improve himself. Otherwise, I wouldn't be surprised the fact that Ralph is also going to be given a consultant role. He might not even give the guy a contract. Forget Mino Raiola shouting about we are going to leave the club, give us a £500,000 contract. He might not even get a contract because this guy is someone again who's going to build fear in the dressing room. People are going to be scared of him just given his aura and what he's achieved in the game. So I feel in terms of on the pitch performances, there will be an improvement, and on the club level also, I think positive signs for United.
Maybe we're going to see German players finally joining United. We've literally only ever had one German,
Bastian
Schweinsteiger.
Schweinsteiger.
So it's ridiculous. So maybe
It's
United,
really cool. I follow him on Twitter, and this guy every now and then tweets about United and come on United and play well and glory, glory, Man United. That's so cool, man.
yeah, Schweinsteiger was awesome, man. Definitely my favorite German player at the time, uh, and probably one of my favorite German
All time
players all
greats.
time as well. Yeah, for sure. But coming back to what you said about how he's going to change and influence the dressing room and all of that, I saw a video where Rangnick spoke about how United will never win anything with Shaw. This video
Yeah,
was in September 2020. Do
yeah.
you think he's going to drop Shaw?
See, given the fact that he's already made such a strong comment, and the fact that Shaw is having a shit season, I won't be surprised if Shaw is dropped and Tellez is the one who's picked. And I tell you what, one thing very interesting with Shaw is every time this guy's position has been in danger, he has gone on an insane run of amazing performances. When we signed Tellez, Shaw was perhaps one of the best left backs in the world. Not just in the league, he was perhaps one of the best in the world because he was consistent, powerful defending, supporting the attack. So maybe, maybe Shaw might just put in some good performances, but it seems like his position is going to be under threat. I tell you what, let's do one thing. Let's predict our starting 11 with Ralph as the manager. So, see, goalkeeper, I think it's going to be De Gea. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah. He's undroppable right now.
Yeah.
He's not made any mistake, barring that one, but that was a 50-50, so it's fine. Yeah.
What do you think is going to be the back four?
This is an interesting one. I think he will go with Lindelof and Varane, actually. I don't think Maguire is going to keep that armband for much longer.
I totally feel the same way.
I definitely think he's going to go with that because I think that is our best centre-back pairing. I think Lindelof is very, very good when as a one-to-one defender. He's got better passing than Maguire. He's probably the best passer among when it comes to long balls. He's definitely our best passer.
And he doesn't make shit mistakes like Maguire, at least.
Yeah, but he does fall asleep. Lindelof has that habit of falling asleep as well. But still, to be fair and credit to him, he's been good this season. He's not really messed up in any sort of way. That has really cost us majorly so far. Varane just needs to stay fit. I still prefer Bailly. Honestly, the way Maguire is going right now, it should buy Lindelof and Varane will be, according to me, our first choices at centre back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm questioning Wan-Bissaka also in the Rangnick system because he likes those wing backs. So maybe he will go with Dalot as well, given that how attacking Dalot can be. Yes, Dalot has been terrible whenever he's played for United. But I don't know if someone can bring out the best in any player. Like you said, he's going to give a kick up everyone's backside. I think I could definitely see Wan-Bissaka being left out because he's so inefficient when it comes to the attacking side.
It's not just about the attack. If you think about it, this season, he's not been great in defending also. He's been all over the place. Now, is it that he's not been getting the correct instructions, or there's been a decline in his performance? Because last season, one-on-one defending, he was sublime, like untouchable. He was the best. But this season, he's all over the place. So I agree with you that in terms of fullbacks, Tellez and Dalot might get a run in the squad, which could be an initial change we might see.
Just to add to what you said about Wan-Bissaka, I think he looks dazed. He looks like he doesn't know what's going on. He looks like he's unaware of his surroundings, and it's weird. Uh, like
Yeah,
even in the game against Chelsea, he had this moment of brilliance where he dribbled past three people and then didn't know what to do and then lost the ball.
yeah,
Like, you can't be so clueless. Just if you don't know what to do, just pass the ball to the person you see closest to you. He's just standing on the ball and staring at into thin air. So that's why. So like I think I agree with you as well. Tellers, I think Tellers will start. Ranick's statement was way too strong about Shaw.
yeah.
So let's see how that goes. Maybe things will change. Maybe Ranick will see something in training, but I would want Shaw to start still. Definitely over Tellers, but again, this is not our lineup. This is Ranick's.
Yeah.
This is the tricky one now
Do you think it's
because
going to be a midfield three or it's going to be a 4-2-3-1?
that's what's tricky. He's definitely going to play with Van der Beek. So, according to me, Van der Beek is definitely going to feature in the main squad for him. I think he's going to go with a 4-3-3. I think he's going to go with
Be
Van
nice
der
if it's
Beek in
4-3-3.
that central midfield role because he can hold the ball, he can press, he's got that
His
stamina.
one-touch passing is great. Short passing is great. He can create also from a deep lying position.
The only doubt is defensively. But maybe that's something Ranić will work with. If Varane plays, then it's much more convenient because Varane is such a good presser and is quick on the ball as well. So that gives a bit more freedom to Van der Beek to push up as well because then
Yeah.
Lindelof can hold and sweep and make those long passes as well. I like that balance. Of course, Sancho is going to be there. Uh, I think Rashford will be the one on the left. Uh, Bruno alongside Van der Beek. So I think it will be more like a four. I would say it's going to be like a 4-1, like somewhat like a modified 4-5-1, if I could say, is what I think it's going to
Like,
be.
are you thinking in terms of a 4-1-4-1 with one holding midfielder and then Bruno and Van der Beek and then Sancho,
Yeah,
Rashford?
so maybe McTominay will be that holding guy, and then Van der Beek alongside Bruno, and then Rashford, Sancho, obviously Cavani or Ronaldo up front. That's
But
scary,
that's
man.
that's that's the big question. Do you think it's going to be Ronaldo? A
I
lot of
think if
talk.
we play, I think if we play a 4-1-4-1, he's going to play Ronaldo. I know that pressing will you see Ronaldo will press if he has to press. He's just not going to play the 90 minutes then. He's going to have to press anyway. So he's good. Raniak's going to tell him you press or then you sit on the bench. So Ronaldo is going to press. Ronaldo will probably press for 60, come off,
And then
Cavani
you get
comes on.
Cavani on. Yeah, not
Exactly.
bad.
It's not it's lethal. It's a terrifying thing. But yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a 4-1-4-1. I think if because I don't see Van der Beek simply playing that role. I would like him to be that one because that offers flexibility in terms of how we structure our attack. Because then we can accommodate Ronaldo's non-pressing as well. But I don't think
Yeah.
that'll happen. I think it's going to be McTominay holding because Matic obviously is not going to work in
I have a
Ranić's
feeling it
system.
might not be McTominay. I have a feeling it might be Fred. But
Yeah.
just given the fact that guy covers a lot more ground, is way more energetic, and honestly, against Chelsea, he was pretty good. When he was given the box to box midfielder role, I think he was pretty good.
But
So,
McTominay was amazing. McTominay, according to me, was the
yeah,
man of the
true.
match in the game. And also, Shubham, it comes down to strength. Fred gets bullied. McTominay doesn't. I agree with everything else. Fred is definitely much quicker and like gets back. Like we saw him coming back and making those tackles. Then he nutmegged. Oh, who was it? I can't remember. Was it Jorginho? He
I think
nutmegged
it was
someone
Jorginho.
as well in midfield. So
Yeah.
so I mean, I agree. I'm okay with either of them. but ideally I would want neither of them. Uh, Simply because I don't think they are capable of playing that role because they don't know how to bring the ball up.
Yeah, true.
So, but again, Varane plays, then it just changes the dynamic because he can literally push up
Command the
himself,
back line. Yeah,
command the
absolutely.
back line, tell Lindelof to sit deep, and then we have some cover. So yeah, I would
Yeah.
go with that.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think I completely agree with your lineup. I just feel maybe Fred will get a start and be very interesting to see Ronaldo, Cavani, how things span out of there. But yeah, definitely is going to be a high press system because that is the only way he likes to play his football. He calls it the rock metal band style of football, where in 8 seconds you have to win the ball, and in 10 seconds you have to go and either take a shot at the opponent's goal or try and score the goal. So it's going to be very much like how Klopp and Liverpool play. So yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting.
Which is funny because he literally taught Klopp that
Got them,
gegenpress.
yeah.
So it's quite funny.
Yeah.
But the good thing also that I wanted to add and people forget is Oli taught this United team how to counter press. So that is already buttoned down in a way. So Raniek also likes to play the counter press if he knows that, that like if he's probably playing against Liverpool, he's going to go with the counter press, much like Oli has against the bigger teams as well. So in that system, I think that's when Ronaldo will get dropped. We see Cavani starting because then you can't like sit back like this and let a team attack you because I don't trust the United defense given the recent past. Last two things to end this episode. Shubham, who do you think is going to win the league firstly? And then I'll come to the last one.
No, that's a very difficult question to answer right now because Liverpool, City, and Chelsea all are in amazing form. I have a feeling. I know. I have a feeling this year it's going to be Chelsea. I just feel it might be Chelsea. Yeah. What do you think? Who's going to win?
Anyone but I mean, it can't say that, but I can't say that also because Liverpool's in the running. But I think City will win it. I think they've looked really good against the big teams. So I think that is going to, and they'll obviously dismantle all the smaller teams. So I think it's going to be City because I just think that when these big teams play against each other, they will draw points. City won't draw points against the bigger teams as well. I think
Hmm.
they looked better than Liverpool. They absolutely dominated Chelsea as well. So I just feel that it's going to be Cities. They always start off slow and then we all see them post January. They're just
Yeah.
a different beast altogether.
They
So
go on like these 20-game winning streaks and shit like that.
exactly where Sterling also suddenly looks like Ronaldinho or Robinho, peak
Yeah.
Robinho or something like that. So um yeah, I'm gonna go with City. And last question, but not the least, who do you think United are going to sign, or who do you think they are going to let go now?
Let go. Interesting. I think let go are people who perhaps obviously clearly don't fit into Raniex's system. So I have a feeling Martial is under threat, dude. I think Martial might be one of the players to leave. I also feel in terms of I think he'll try and clear out some dead wood, like we have Jones unnecessary. I think a player like Lingard would excel in his system because this guy can run. He likes to press. He plays between the lines. He makes short passes. So I think he would excel in the system. But it's sad that his contract talks have broken down. But hopefully, with a new manager, things might change. I feel Pogba might leave because I don't really see Pogba as much of a presser. He press much for France. Also, he plays very well in a two-man midfield with a deep lying role for France. God knows for United, he doesn't perform consistently. But I feel he might leave and Martial might leave. In terms of signing, I know recently there have been quite a few rumors floating that he's in for a midfielder. I think he might sign a midfielder, a holding midfielder specifically. I wouldn't know. I couldn't come up with a name as to who he will sign, but yeah, I think a holding midfielder.
I've heard rumors about him wanting to sign Angelino as well. Uh,
Hmm.
so, but that'll be funny because we're getting a next City player. in. I don't know if that'll happen. I read the most bizarre rumor about how Ranić wants Werner. Um, it's going to
Okay.
be, but they'll obviously link him because of the Leipzig connect and all of
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
stuff. But I don't see that happening. I agree. He's obviously in for a holding midfielder. Doesn't take rocket science to know that that's the only position that United don't have. I
Correct.
agree. I think Lingard will work in the system. I think Lingard's going to thrive. I actually think Lingard's going to get a lot of game time, maybe even sometimes over Bruno, because
Correct.
I've noticed Bruno's pressing is quite aimless generally. He runs, he puts in effort, but I don't think he knows what he's doing when he's pressing. So obviously that's going to change under Rangnick, but I also think Lingard's going to get a lot more game time. He's going to feature probably like when Bruno's having a bad game or something, you can immediately just bring on
Yeah.
Lingard. So thanks, Shubham. That was very, very insightful. And it's been a while since we've spoken all about United and dedicated an episode to United. Ha, Krishnan and Gui. but thanks so much. And thank you to all that tuned in. Do catch all our other episodes as well. We have our website, the description is given. Do check it out. You'll find season 1 episodes there. You'll find our Olympic series over there. All our guest episodes have been also put up for you to view. We'll be back with another new episode next week. Do let us know if you have any suggestions or any other sports you'd like us to cover. Till then, take care, stay safe, and see you soon. Bye bye.
If you like this episode, make sure to leave a like and share it with anyone else who might be interested. You can also subscribe on any social media platform that you prefer, and all our links are in the bio. We also have a website with all our episodes as well as blogs and a whole lot of other sports content, so make sure to check that out as well.